Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be discussing all about complaining and how to stop complaining. So I feel like this is one of those things in life that is quite common amongst everyone. Wherever you go, there's always somebody there who is complaining about something, right? Somebody's complaining about their family, somebody's complaining about their work, complaining about the government, complaining about their family, friends. There's always something to complain about. And I remember years ago in my life, the thing about complaining was it did not fix the problem. It was more like a way to vent, right? Some people might say toxic venting, but it was more like a way to release tension and to express whatever feelings were going in there. And as I started to learn more about spirituality and life in general, I discovered that when you're somebody who complains a lot, you start to attract things that cause you to complain more. And you guys should test this out. Have you had those days where, you wake up in the morning on the wrong side of the bed and maybe you hit your leg or something and you're like, oh, this day is the worst. And then as you step out from bed and you're making yourself breakfast, you maybe burn the eggs or you ruin your breakfast or something weird happens that just even makes it worse. And then you get into your car refuses to start. And it just kind of goes downhill from there. And it's from one event to the other, to the other, to the other. And when I started doing some studies into this, it kind of made sense, right? Because when you're complaining, the energy that you're putting out there is that of negativity, right? Even though whatever it is you're complaining about, you might be entitled to complain like it's right. I don't want to use right. Right is not the word, but it is valid. Yeah, it's a valid reason to complain. However, there are better strategies that I've been employing in my life that helps me deal with situations where a normal person would be complaining. So yeah, I've had to use the strategies to work through those situations. And I kid you not, when I stopped complaining and I started applying the strategies, things changed. And the things that were causing me to complain, somehow they resolved themselves anyway. So yeah, things change. So that's what I want to share with you guys today. All right. So first of all, why should you stop complaining? So number one, complaining is when you're complaining, you're expressing some sort of dissatisfaction with the event situation. But the act of complaining about it doesn't necessarily always fix it. Most of the time, it doesn't fix it. So say, for example, you order coffee of like Starbucks or something like that, and they get your flavor wrong. I don't drink coffee, so I'm just trying to make this up, but they get your order wrong. And instead of expressing the desire to have your order, you start complaining that this is not your order, how did you do this, that, and that, and that. And the person you're complaining to gets mad at you, and then you guys start having this altercation, and it just kind of goes downhill from there. So that's one situation. Other situations that are pretty much common is, in your family life or work, you're complaining about your boss, you're complaining about your parents, you're complaining about your friends, and it kind of keeps going and on and on and on. And the thing about it is that when you are complaining, you're essentially saying to the world that I want to receive more of those situations that cause me to complain. That's essentially what's happening. And you continue to attract that cycle of negativity in other aspects of your life. So that's one of the downsides of complaining. Another angle or downside of complaining, from what I've seen, is that it's just such a turn off to be around someone who's always complaining all the time. Like, you guys know what I mean, right? You go somewhere to a party, everyone's having fun, right? And then there's somebody in that corner who's complaining about their life, who's talking about how life is unfair, this is that, woe is me, this, that. And it's kind of going on and on and on, and you're just like, and don't get me wrong, I mean, if something's going wrong and somebody wants to talk about it, that's great, right? There's a difference between expressing your dissatisfaction with something in a clear, concise manner so you can seek solutions. That's my that's my definition of expressing something that has happened, and just complaining and venting about it, which is just kind of like going on and on and on. And the thing is, when you are in that state, like I said, it's just such a turn off, and you repel people, and people don't want to be around you. People don't want to help you. People don't want to do things for you, and it just it feels really it's a very unfortunate situation to be in, whereby you are repelling people against you and you're not creating connections, and it's just, yeah, there's not much to be said about that. Yeah. So another side to complaining is that you don't get what you want. Like, you don't get what you want. All the times that I have complained about something, I didn't get what I wanted. When something happened and I went back and I thought about it, and then I expressed it in a way that wasn't a complaint, or I expressed it as a desire. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. When I expressed it as a desire that, hey, this doesn't work for me, this is what I'm desiring, I got what I wanted. And so if you are complaining, excuse me here, if you are complaining because you're looking to change a situation, then that's not the right way to go about it, because, again, like I said, it doesn't get you the results. Nobody wants to be around that kind of person. All right, what is another reason? I'm trying to think about if there's any other thing that I wanted to mention. Yes, I think this one is quite unfortunate, because it plays into aspects of your life. If you notice, people who always complain, they're not happy, because it's two different energies that are running through your body when that is going on, right? So if you're complaining, I mean, you're expressing dissatisfaction, which is what you're feeling. So doing that on the long haul, you're going to attract unhappiness into your life, and it's a cycle that just kind of keeps going from there as well. So yeah, that's another thing about it, is you're not happy. You're not going to be happy because there's always going to be something that will be wrong with a situation, and rather than focusing on the good things, right, or the positive things about that situation, you're going to be focusing on the negatives and the things that don't align with what you want. So yeah. Okay, so I've talked about the downsides to complaining. What can you do about it, right? Because life will happen to you. You will find yourself in situations where the default reaction is to complain about it, and rightfully so. Like I said, there's some times where your reasons are valid, but it's not the right approach. So how do you approach those situations? So one of the things that has worked for me and continues to work for me is expressing gratitude regardless of the situation. So if, for example, something happens to me and it's like, oh, no, I've been training myself to remember that, hey, at least I'm here. Hey, at least I'm alive. Hey, at least I'm healthy. Hey, at least I have food to eat. Right? And so as long as that is there, then I'm good. Whatever it is that is happening, somehow it will resolve itself, right? And usually what happens is that I quickly shift my attention away from the thing that is annoying me or triggering that complaining response in me. I shift my attention away from me and I focus on the positive things about the situation, and things always get resolved. I can't explain it. It just resolves itself. And I'm like, oh, that thing, oh, great, good, you know? And it's like a game changer. It would change your life. It would change your life if you start approaching things from a place of gratitude instead of a place of complaint. Yeah. Another strategy that I use, I have my notes here, so pardon me. Own the desire behind the complaint. When I notice that I'm just in that space, just complaining about this and complaining about that, I take a step back and I analyze the situation and see if there's a desire that I want, but I'm not expressing the desire. I'm expressing the lack of not having that desire. And that, just being able to do that changes things for you, because whoever you're complaining to, if they are in a position to help you with that desire, when you express a desire, then they can help, or they know somebody that we can help, or somebody somewhere will help you. But the point here is that you're no longer focusing on what's wrong, what's not happening, and you're no longer attracting that kind of energy. And now you're focusing on what you want, what you're desiring, and how you can get it, right? So that's another strategy that works for me, is focusing on what it is that I actually want from the situation that is causing me to complain, and how can I get it. Once I figure that part out, then life is good and my brain is clear enough to think through. Finally, it's important to remember, especially if you're watching this video, that tells me that you have internet, you have a smartphone with you, you have the luxury of time to watch this video, you are healthy, you have food, because if you haven't eaten, you would not be watching a YouTube video. Well, maybe you might, but okay. But the point here is that remember that in situations where you're tempted to complain, your opinions, your feelings are valid, but there's somebody out there who has it worse than you. Remember that. There's somebody who hasn't eaten. There's somebody who doesn't have the luxury of internet. There's somebody who doesn't have a phone. Come on, right? There are people like that. And so when you find yourself wanting to complain about something that may not necessarily be like a life and death situation, right? Remember there's always somebody that has it less than you. And even though your situation, your complaint is valid, please, I'm also going to say that it is valid, but there are better ways to go about it. There are better ways to handle those situations so that you can attract more positivity into your life and less negativity. That's the point. The point of all of this, the point of me doing this video, is to essentially teach you how to attract more positivity into your life, more good stuff, more yummy stuff, more happy stuff, and less negativity, yucky, icky stuff, which is where complaining typically falls into. So that's it. I hope you're able to learn something from this video. I do have more content on confidence, self-esteem, things like that. Or if your thing is fashion, I do have some fashion videos. Or if you're a model, then of course, I do have some modeling content for you. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.